today a private tour of the city of David, and as our tour guide has told us what it says in Tehillim, Yerushalayim, Harim, seven lush, extending the mountains around the city of David. And we're going to have a very, very special tour, a tour that's not open against the public. We're going to see beautiful excavations. What I want to say is, Hamas is building terror tunnels, and we're building tunnels to find all the Jewish treasures. Big difference. One type of tunnel for terror, and the other one to find our history and our education. We want to thank Michal for being our tour guide, and we're looking forward to learning a lot today. That we see right in front of us, that was on top of King David's palace.
Looking at two nevuot of Yirmiyahu coming true right before our eyes. The first nevuah is the more unfortunate one, the nevuat Churban, the nevuah of the destruction. It's down here. That whole area of rubble and those two columns that you see are remains of a house from the end of Bayis Rishon, the end of the First Temple period. That house was found completely covered in ashes. The description is that when the archaeologist Tigal Shiro is digging, he bursts out crying when he realizes that he's touching efer, he's touching ashes from the Churban itself. And within those ashes, he found two types of arrowheads. Some he identifies as Jewish, Judean arrowheads, and some as Bavlim, Babylonian arrowheads, meaning that one of the battles over Yerushalayim takes place right over here, just like Yirmiyahu said, a city that is corrupt, a city that does not keep Shabbat, a city that has slavery, will not hold and will fall in the hands of the Bavlim. The second of what that we see is this wall over here, what we were talking about, the wall of Nehemiah. Yirmiyahu says, "V'nivneta ir al tila." The city will be rebuilt upon its ruins, and that's what you see. The wall of the Second Temple period, the wall of Nehemiah, of the Jews coming back to Israel, built directly on top of the rubble. We talked about layers, right? Rubble you cover it up and build on top. This is exactly what happens, and when you listen to the Nebuah of Yirmiyahu, he wasn't an archaeologist, but that's what he's saying. The ruins will be covered and a new city will be built on top, and this is exactly what we see over here. Now, I'm not the first to make the connection between this ruined house and Yirmiyahu, because another thing that we found inside that house is what I believe to be the most exciting archaeological excavation in the world. I think I'm not exaggerating. It's pretty small, but it has names of people from Sefer Yirmiyahu. So what we have here are clay seals. So basically, if I want to buy a house in Yerushalayim, I mean I still do, but if I wanted to do it 3,000 years ago, I will sign a contract, have it tied in string, and I will have my notary take his ring and seal it on a piece of clay. In the movies you see them doing it with wax all the time, but over here we have clay. 3 seals out of much more, out of over 200 of seals that we found in the area, and every day we find more.
So this road that we see here, right here, this is the steps that people actually walk to the second Beit HaMikdash.
Exactly.
So it looks like tunnels that we're excavating to bring out the history of the Jewish people versus, God forbid, the Hamas tunnel that they're doing to destroy and kill people. What a contrast.
Exactly.
What a contrast. Wow, wow, wow. Second temple, literally you see the road. This is how people went, aliyah l'regel. They would walk up here from the bottom and they would walk their way up to the Beit HaMikdash. So it's a real schus. We felt it literally in the stones that we were walking on. So holy, so powerful. We want to thank our tour guide Michael, who's also a photographer, who's doing a great job. And we can't wait for our whole community to come back here and to visit and to walk the beautiful steps that go from the bottom where people went aliyah, which means they went up, l'regel, with their feet. Wow, what a schus. We're so honored to be here. And again, thank you, Arkady, and we want to welcome our community to come join us. And hopefully get the best tour guide again. We're over here starting where people will do aliyah l'regel. So if you notice, the one step is very wide, the next one is narrow, then it's wide, then it's narrow, wide, narrow. And that's how they used to do crowd control. Interesting. But again, always remember, The excavation is building tunnels to show us the Jewish history versus, sadly, the Hamas building tunnels to kill people. Look at the difference. Also, I want to say is that the energy felt here is beyond. You really, really feel the Kedusha, the holiness of the Jews going La'aliyah L'Regel. So when they went to do Aliyah L'Regel, on the right, there were stores. So they actually recreated a store. So you can see the way they were selling things that the people will need when they went to Aliyah L'Regel. See, they went to do Oil L'Regel, stores on the side. They came here to buy their animals and produce, eggs. Wow. We'd like to welcome our tour guide, Michelle, who did a phenomenal tour. She's going to give us a little overview, and she's going to talk to our community in Fort Myers.
So, hi everyone. My name is Michal. Hope to see you guys very, very soon in Yerushalayim, in Ir David. Come visit City of David. We are now standing on the actual road that my great-great-great-grandparents, your great-great-great-grandparents stood on when they came from all over the world to the Beit HaMikdash. Then on the pilgrimage road, you can walk the street all the way up to the Beit HaMikdash. Really feel like you're doing Aliyah physically and spiritually. And I hope to get to see you all